What's up, Plickers? Welcome back to Pleeka. I'm Jerome.
I'm Nick.
And today we're talking about Supergirl Season 3, Episode 7, Wake Up. What do you think about this episode?
I was almost awake.
Oh my god. No, but really, what were your thoughts on it?
It's better than the last two.
Yeah, I feel like it was very oddly placed, I think. Because, like, we have this episode, it set up Rain, it set up Mon-El and his wife, Martian Manhunter's with his dad, all that stuff. And then the next episode will have nothing to do with it because it's the crossover. So then the following week we'll have an episode that probably has to deal with it more, and then we're on break for 5 weeks.
That's how I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like it seemed very oddly placed to me that they're doing all like.
Now you mention it like that, yeah.
It
you
seemed
think
like
they would do it after the crossover?
It seemed like maybe get rid of last week's episode, in my opinion. Put it there, and then you could have the follow up on this one, crossover, and then like a cliffhanger conclusion. Or whatever.
If you got rid of last week's episode,
yeah,
you wouldn't know who killed Kenny.
I wouldn't have given a fuck. I wouldn't have even known who Kenny was. That if you're watching this and you didn't watch our air video or anything, we did not like last week's Supergirl at all. That's why we didn't do a video on it. We hated every moment of it, including the end, especially the end.
They put that song
With the little
there.
singing montage. All right, but let's get into my notes. I put they actually used Martian Manhunter, and it was pretty cool. In the beginning, and like they got to like right over where the ship would be, and it's like, oh, this might hurt a little bit, boys. And grabs onto.
It's not anything like Martian Manhunter.
It sounds exactly like him. And he grabs onto Kara and Wynn, and they go down through the ground right into the ship.
Yeah, how'd that go again?
But like, that was actually cool. They actually used him. Like he just be like, all right, you guys fly down there, or Supergirl go down there, whatever.
Yeah,
But that was
they did use him. That's a plus.
it was pretty neat, and like they did kind of a lot with him, which I liked.
Well, that was it.
No, they did it with his dad. Like he didn't use his powers, but like, he was
Yeah.
actually in the episode doing stuff. I said this because you mentioned this in the episode, but then they also answered it. But I think it's just kind of like a bullshit way to get past it. It makes no sense that Sam didn't know she had powers, but also the way they explain it still makes no sense if you go off of how like Kara and you go off of like Superman.
Yeah.
Because like when she was coming of age, she would have got her powers. That's when she got pregnant, so that like suppressed her powers. But like Kara and Superman both had their powers like almost the second they landed.
Well, and like last week's episode showed us that she had the power.
Yeah, when she was
yeah.
how old was she? Like 15 last week?
12, I thought.
Something like that. Around that age, she was in high school. So it makes
maybe she wasn't 12 then.
it makes no sense that that was kind of dumb to me. I was glad that you brought it up because I could write that down, but it was weird.
Yeah, I mean whatever.
It's just an excuse to have the girl, be Rain or whatever, Because
Yeah.
it'd be weird if I was like, oh, this bad Supergirl's been flying around for a while, but like no one knew about it,
Apparently no one shot her before. Otherwise she would have known.
In this town, that's surprising actually.
Yeah.
So my next thing was Sam's fortress scene was pretty interesting. She followed a random little blinking thing out to the desert. It made her own fortress of solitude. Had a conversation with an AI, and then turned bad.
Yeah. If you were like
That's not how, like I liked her character,
she
and then when she got in the fortress and did all that shit, I was like, oh, well, this is kind of dumb.
well, so like if she'd ever been to Superman's little house, and how come Supergirl doesn't have one of those?
Well, she just goes to Superman's.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, they have to share.
I mean, shouldn't she have one like in a swamp or something?
Oh, and Swamp Thing can show up.
Well, because if one's ice, one's desert.
Yeah.
So
But I was going to
is
be
ice
pissed at
good?
mine, I guess.
And then like
And
she
desert
got the
bad.
short end of the stick because I'd rather have my shit in the North Pole or where the hell it is.
Yeah.
You might get to see Rudolph or something.
Oh my god. Anything else you want to say about Rain's shitty plot?
I've liked her the whole time, and then this episode, I was like,
And she was a
God.
bad mother.
Yeah,
was,
she's.
set the dinner plate. Sweetie.
Hey,
we got
go-
dinner. Go the fuck to your friend's house. I'm leaving.
Go to your friend's house. I'm gonna try and boil my hand.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know. She was just really weird this episode, and like,
I mean,
it felt
I'm
very
sure.
rushed
Like
for how
if,
slow they were
if I
taking it.
shot you and it bounced off,
Yeah.
you'd probably go through some stuff. You probably got to boil your hand.
Well, first I'd probably go through that my dad's shooting me. I'd probably try to figure that out a little bit.
really?
Yeah. Although no, I got a problem with these superhero things, like with the parents. How come like every like Superman's parents and then Supergirl's parents and all that, and like they all have a problem with telling the kid, "Oh, you're an alien, and you might have powers and all this shit." Like they all wait until like this, good moment to tell them. Why not just let them know? I feel like always letting them know would work out for the better.
Well, yeah.
I mean, and that, like I said, we talked about this like before. Rain's mom did. Rain does become a supervillain. So
I thought you were gonna say Rain's mom has got it going
oh
on.
my god. So I guess she had a good reason not to tell her. Not that she could predict the future.
So she just hides her ship in that shitty ass garage. No one's ever seen that.
No. People probably walked in and thought,
Yeah.
oh, she's got a nice motorcycle under there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It seems kind of useless to me. A lot of the stuff in this episode.
Yeah, I really wish you wouldn't make me watch this show.
And then the last thing I wrote in my notes was, did you think it was weird that Mon-El didn't seem to have any powers whatsoever? Like even like you said, he had the worst fight scene in history when he snuck into that room and wrestled with those guys like it was WWE. And then Kara walks in and she's like, "Ugh."
That was a bad.
knocked
that
him
was,
out.
That was bad.
That was like season 1 Supergirl type fighting. Like that was real bad.
Like they both hit like they've never punched anything before.
Yeah. Well, then when he was punching the glass, like it didn't look like super power punches. It was just like looked like a normal, like it could be wind punching it or whatever. I thought that was strange because wasn't he strong before?
I thought he could just like jump.
But I thought he was like Supergirl, but like he didn't have laser eyes and he couldn't fly. So I thought he was like
he
a
didn't have
shitty.
blonde hair either.
I thought he was like a shitty Superman kind of.
Oh, like a Superman you get like at the dollar store.
Yeah, like he'd be like if you were going to buy a Superman toy and like you went to the store, it'd be like Flying Man or whatever. Like it'd be like a not
Jumping
a name.
Man?
Yeah, not a name brand Superman.
Yeah, I don't.
But it seemed very
Did he ever
odd to me.
show any powers?
Yeah, he jumped. Remember when
Is that a power?
he tried to fight those muggers and he jumped?
Does that make
He
Michael
leaps tall
Jordan?
buildings.
Does that make Michael Jordan a superhero?
Well, yeah, of course he is.
Oh, all right.
Any other things you want to say about this episode?
Well, so were you surprised he was married?
No, because I figured that when they said Saturn Girl and that he was gonna come back, they were like, oh, he'll probably
Oh, you
be
think
with
that-
her.
you
I think eventually like she'll probably die, then he'll go back to Supergirl. Don't you? Or do you think they'll stick with that?
They don't seem to like him too
You
much.
know what I actually thought would have been an interesting plot in this episode?
Mm.
If this wasn't Mon-El, this was like Mon-El's son, and like when he went down to open the pods, he opened the pod and you see like a really old Mon-El, and this is his son, and then Saturn Girl was like the mom. So then like it was like one of those things with his son looks just like him, like a superhero thing or whatever. But I thought that'd have been kind of interesting because everyone's like, oh, he's different. It's like, oh, it's different because it's his son. I thought that'd have been kind of interesting.
He's just embarrassed because he married some other girl.
Yeah, which is I don't know that whole thing. Like, why didn't he just like say it? Like, oh, it's been 7 years for me. I was in the future. Didn't think I was ever coming back here. Like, it seems kind of like forced to hide that from everybody.
Yeah. It wasn't a good episode. The more we talk about it, the
yeah. But I'm excited. Next week, Crisis on Earth X. They put out the trailer today. Looks really sweet. Supergirl and Flash and everybody's always good when they're together.
Yeah. It's when she's the best, actually.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that they announced this. I think her name's Overgirl on that Earth. Overgirl, I don't know what they're calling the Green Arrow over there. But her and Oliver are going to be dating on that Earth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that'll be interesting since they kind of like fought with each other last year.
Yeah.
The evil versions of themselves will be dating, so that'll be interesting.
It looked like they had Supergirl kidnapped and
then
she was pretending to be
yeah,
Supergirl.
it seems like they're going to kind of do it like the evil ones might pretend to be them, like because you see Captain Cold dressed up as a Nazi. At some points, you see Oliver. So I think at one point they're gonna dress up as Nazis because, like in the trailer, you see some of them like captured to break out the other versions of themselves.
What was your favorite part about the trailer?
I had two favorite parts actually.
No, you only get
number
one. You
one.
only get one.
Number one is when Captain Cold calls Oliver Ollie.
I knew that would be
That part was awesome. But then the second part was when Cisco opened a portal and then AR jumped through and shot at the Nazis.
I didn't see Diggle.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna be fighting in it.
Just really?
I mean, they don't show him. He's not on the poster.
Wow.
I bet you he's not in the. It's weird though. He's not in it, but then they have Alex and Wynn in it.
I didn't see actually. Now that I think about it, I didn't see anybody from the Arrow team except Oliver.
No, for a brief moment, you see Black Canary and Wild Dog fighting people.
I didn't go through it like the Zapruder film.
Well, I just thought you see I saw his little weird mask, and then in the in the scene they had screenshots of the whole team.
Yeah.
You can see Mr. Terrific there, but
I did see him.
Diggle's not in a single shot. Wally's not in a single shot.
That
Martian Manhunter. A thing that I brought up.
Ralph.
Haven't seen him in it either. That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But what I brought up to him, which is another reason that this episode seems very out of place, is that they bring Mon-El back, Now we have Saturn Girl as well. Even the Martian Manhunter there too. None of them are going to be in the crossover.
Just because they
And like they're going to different Earths. So I'm like, hey, let's stop at Earth 38 or whatever hers is real quick. Grab them. It only takes a second for them to get to an Earth. You know, you might if they're going to destroy the Earth 1. Why not, get some other aliens to help you out?
Maybe they don't want Earth 1 around.
Supergirl does. But she should chime up and say, hey, let's get my people. Because,
Well,
it would
her
make
sister
sense.
was there. And when?
Well, because her sister goes to the wedding, which doesn't make sense because her sister's not friends with Barry.
No, it's true.
So her sister's just as friends with him as Martian Manhunter. Actually, Mon-El and them would be better friends because Mon-El met them and they hung out. Martian Manhunter was just kind of there with Wally and Cisco. Like, he never met Barry. Mon-El was like, makes no sense why they're not there. And it's very frustrating. And I do have to say, since I complained about this all last year, Mon-El still doesn't have a suit.
He had a t-shirt on.
Might as well just took that off and showed us his nipples.
All right, I think this is done.
All right, so yeah, obviously we didn't like the episode.
I thought I liked it a little bit until we started talking about it.
We talked about it. I
Yeah.
honestly did too, and then the more we talked about it, the more I realized it was a pointless episode. Now, this episode literally could have been 5 minutes long, and they could have explained everything that happened.
Didn't we say if we didn't like any episodes by the time of the crossover came out, we were going to stop watching it?
Yeah, I do have to say, though, so technically next year. I guess not technically, literally, next year.
Like 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Lightning starts. It'll be on after Flash. That's probably going to take the place of us talking about Supergirl.
Hopefully.
Because I assume it'd be hard for any show to be shittier than Supergirl, to be honest. Very hard.
What about Riverdale?
Riverdale is amazing. I would love to do a podcast on Riverdale, but I know you never would.
Mm.
But what I'm saying, because we do 3 superhero shows a week. It's not that's that much. But it is much when you watch one of the shows you hate and you got to keep talking about it. So I think it'd be better if we talked about Black Lightning, Flash, and Arrow. 3 shows that will most likely like every episode.
I mean, I think you're jumping to conclusions on Black Lightning.
Well, I'm just throwing that out there. If Black Lightning is like good as I'm assuming it's gonna be, then
I hope it's good.
that'll be take the place. At
You're-
least from the trailers, it's.
You're a lot more hopeful than me.
I mean, yeah, obviously I got everybody in the house to watch Supergirl, and then everybody in the house quit watching Supergirl, and then I got you back to watching Supergirl.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah, me either, to be honest. I'm at the point where I hate it now, but like I said, I can't not watch everything. It's very frustrating. I got a stupid mind, as one would say. All right, well, I think we've rambled on enough. How long have we gone? 14 minutes. We said this was going to be a quick one. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on this episode. Comment down below if you actually like Supergirl, because I'd be interested if anybody watches this and hears us hate on it and they actually like it. And, yeah, we'll see you guys next Monday and Tuesday for Crisis on Earth X.